Hello, everyone. I am Tatsuaki Kawai, President and CEO of Brass Corporation. Thank you very much for watching the Brass IR channel. I would now like to explain our consolidated financial results for the first quarter of the fiscal year ending July 2023. Please note that we transitioned to consolidated financial reporting from this first quarter. Net sales were 3,417 million yen. Operating profit was 480 million yen. Ordinary profit was 484 million yen, and quarterly net income was 341 million yen. In the first quarter, on top of a strong booking backlog, the market environment remained stable, allowing us to hold weddings as planned. As a result, we set new first quarter records in both sales and profit. Although we moved to consolidated reporting, more than 99% of consolidated net sales for the first quarter came from Brass on a standalone basis. Next, I will discuss the KPI of our business. The number of weddings held was 861, 137.5% year-on-year. The number of bookings received was 715, 104.5% year-on-year. Average sales per wedding were 3.93 million yen, 106.4% year-on-year. All items were solid and exceeded the same period last year. Now, let me add some comments on each of these items. The number of weddings held in the first quarter was in line with our plan. Although there were a small number of postponements in August 2022, the number of weddings held in the first quarter still set a new record high. As for bookings, the situation has continued to normalize, and we have maintained a stable pace of new bookings. Regarding average sales per wedding, although guest counts have not yet fully recovered, our initiatives, such as bringing wedding dresses in-house and limiting discounts, have paid off, lifting average sales per wedding above the pre-COVID peak. There is no change to our plan to hold 3,375 weddings for the full fiscal year. Our consolidated balance sheet is as shown here. The year-end dividend forecast remains undecided at this point. We will announce it promptly once it is finalized. That concludes the report on these financial results. Now I would like to answer several questions we received in advance from our viewers. Here is the first question. Your plan for this fiscal year is to hold a record high 3,375 weddings. Could you share the basis for that 3,375 figure? Well, the wedding business is, we typically take bookings around a year and a half, 1 year, or 6 months in advance. Bookings can be secured quite far ahead of the actual wedding date, which is a major characteristic of this service business. At this point, we have already secured more than 70% of the bookings needed. The question is how much of the remaining 30% we can win. So this is a very realistic plan, and the key point is that 70% is already booked. I hope that gives you a clear picture. The second question is, your assumed average sales per wedding is 3.84 million yen, almost unchanged from the previous year. What assumptions are you making about the impact of COVID and the recovery of guest counts? As I explained in the business update, average sales per wedding in the first quarter were already roughly 100,000 yen higher than our assumption. And after this, we expect the number of attendees to gradually recover. That's the forecast we've made. As COVID continues to subside, I am confident that guest counts will come back, and possibly more than that, if we see a movement of people thinking, weddings really are wonderful. And I want to attend. I would love to see that kind of momentum take hold in society. The third question. We believe that employees are the most important asset for running Brass. Securing talent will be critical for future venue expansion. How are you planning to address recruiting and training? For the past 20 years, we have built our expansion around hiring new graduates. Brass is very popular among new graduate candidates. For those who want to be wedding planners, many of them apply to Brass first. Many students come to us, and we have built up significant know-how in this area, so we are not worried at all. The other half of our hiring is chefs and pastry chefs, and Brass is also a popular employer for both chefs and pastry chefs coming out of culinary school. So here too, our basic approach of hiring new graduates and training them in-house remains unchanged. Our policy is simply to continue steadily and consistently doing what we have been doing. That concludes the Q&A. Thank you very much for watching this financial results video. We'll continue to do our best to increase corporate value over the long term, so we ask for your continued support. We're accepting questions about this video and these financial results, so please, right here, contact us at this address.